What's up, Let's Talk Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jared. Y'all, today we're gonna be doing a video from brother Jeremy Hill. And y'all, this sister is she is one of the ones that participated in white supremacy. And I want you guys to hear what brother Jeremy said. And to all you divestors out there, when white zaddy come home and hit you upside your head, do me a favor. Please do not come back to black men talking about I shouldn't have done you, we shouldn't have done you like this, because black men ain't hearing this shit no more. I'm sorry to tell you this. We've humbly said, you know what, fuck you, fuck your life, fuck everything you exist, fuck everything that you love, fuck everything that you done, fuck all your accomplishments, fuck your car, your shoes, your goddamn weave, and the damn yarn that they put in your head to hold that shit in. Fuck everything about you. Let's get it.
All right. I got this clip of this woman who's going to make a public apology to all the black men out there for her encouragement and participation in what we would call white supremacy or systemic racism. Now, as you already know, I am not racist at all from the things that I've said, but I also have acknowledged systemic racism. And for me, systemic racism is white supremacy for me. And now that may mean a whole lot of different things for you when you think of white supremacy. But for me, when it comes to policies and laws and things of that nature that are purposely designed to hold black people back, not just black men, but black people back, you know, from different cultures or black American, then I consider that to be a form of white supremacy. Now, my white brothers and my black brothers and everyone else who watch me, as I've said, you already know that I'm not that way. And there have been certain groups who have tried to get me to join them. And I have nothing really bad to say about them. I've been approached by Hebrew Israelites through email and other people who percentage or something like that. I'm gonna let you know, I'm not a part of any of that. I'm for black people, white people, everybody at all, everybody. But the only reason why I won't say I join these groups is because as soon as I say, okay, I'll be a part of your group, these groups are going to try to manipulate and direct my content. They'll tell me to say this and say that, and I'm not going to do any of that. I am a free man. So I support anything that makes you a better human being, whatever group it may be. But I'm not part of that, okay? Now, I'm just for us getting better. Now, sorry for that long little introduction. Let me go ahead and get into what I'm going to show you. 1 second, y'all, as I put on your screen. Hope y'all doing good today. Boom, there it is. All right, let's get it.
I am so sorry. I am so sorry, black man. Please forgive me. I didn't know, I didn't know. I didn't realize how trapped you've been.
It's funny how they say that they don't know how we feel, but we tell them how we feel, and they continue to perpetuate this bullshit notion of black men ain't shit or y'all not going through stuff. It's funny how when we as black men explain to them everything that we got going on, they continue to still go with a narrative of y'all ain't shit or just in general. It's funny how now that we're starting to revolt and we're starting to tell our truth about a lot of this stuff, now they're starting to be like, oh damn, that's how y'all really feel? Nah, if you would have shut the fuck up long enough, maybe you actually know how we fucking feel about shit.
I didn't realize how you've been targeted and hunted, set up, lied on. I didn't know. And I want you to know that I apologize. I privileged my pain over yours.
Boom. All right. I want you to understand something. And this sounds crazy. I know it's going to sound crazy, but I've got to say it. There are black women out there who don't really have a clue about the struggles of a black man. even though it's in their face daily. And like she said, she had privilege or pedestalized herself or her problems and pains and stuff that she went through over the pains of the black man. Okay. So again, when a person is struggling, a woman who is in survival mode, a woman who is hurt. Now, I did a video not long ago about women needing healing from their traumas and their brokenness. Okay. There are a lot of broken black women out there. There are a lot of traumatized black women out there who are so immersed in their own pains and struggles that they are unable to have empathy for anyone else, especially a man who shares their shade of color. So now that she is on the other side of transition, the other side of healing, see, when you get to a point where you have healed, then you can look back and see the pains that you have caused other people and the pains that people have caused you. And then you can sit back and you can evaluate your participation in those problems that you had. And now you understand that it wasn't always them. Maybe 80 to 90% of the time, it was your fault. And that you've been a person who has been promoting hatred towards other people. You get what I'm saying? This is what this means.
I did that. And there's no real excuse, but there is an explanation. Okay. As a black woman in North America, because that's where I live, I've been taught how to relate to you through white supremacy.
Now, what she means by being taught through white supremacy is the images that you see on TV, how almost everybody who becomes successful in black entertainment has to play the role of a drug dealer or a thug or something like that. The music, the women like Sexy Red, the images that come forth from hip hop and R&B and what you see on social media, the things that you see on television, it paints a picture of black men in a negative light. A dark cloud follows black men when it comes to entertainment. You do have.
You want to know something crazy? They believe that us as black men are as follow. Hood niggas that just want to sit around here doing all sorts of shit just to make ourselves look popular. That's exactly what it is. And the sad part is, this is our image because of what's been perpetuated in rap.
Have some exceptions where you see some people playing positive roles in the news. You might see sometimes someone shed a spotlight on a black person that's doing something good, but for the most part on the news, we are painted as wicked and evil and maniacal and stuff like that. These things influences not just women of color, but everybody. It influences everybody to have a certain type of perception of black men, even though that is only a small percentage of black men who act like that. But that small percentage of black men make all black men damn near look like that because they give that the most attention, because that gets the most views, that gets the most ranks, the ratings, they get the most ratings and stuff like that. Our people, especially in our community, the women especially, we are excitable people, especially women. That's why you always see them yelling and screaming, talking loud, hey, demon time, everything. They're very excitable and they love drama and toxicity. So because of that love and those images, they think we're all dogs or we all criminals. You get what I'm saying here?
And I never gave you the benefit of the doubt. I just took the images, the stuff that I heard my mama say, when wounded women were talking about you, and then I had bad experiences with black men. I painted you all the same way that the cops paint you.
Broken women teaching other women to be broken. You heard her mother and them, wounded women, her own personal bad experiences. Now every black man is typecast. Every black man is horrible. And then you also see that she mentioned the police. Like I said, it goes back to what you see on television as well.
I'm wrong for that. Now, I am apologizing to you in two ways. One, as a black woman. Two, as a human being. Because what was taken from you was your humanity. Ever since slavery, ever since Nat Turner, ever since 1830, you have been criminalized. You have been positioned and targeted from kindergarten.
Criminalized and demonized.
By the time you're in the 3rd grade, you're already set up to go to prison.
Yep.
And I didn't know that. I didn't know that they blocked you out of every type of trade so you couldn't make money for your family.
Yep.
I didn't know. I didn't know that the whole structure of what it means to be American is built upon your free labor for white structures.
I think we all can agree that America was built by the blood and the sweat and the deaths of black people. When there was slavery and Jim Crow, but especially slavery, there are certain families now that are still wealthy, built upon slave labor from way back then. Okay.
You know, this conversation is actually kind of serious because if you really want to think about it, this is what a lot of black women feel about black men. Regardless of how we really look at it, this is how a lot of black women see black men. They see us as we're just complaining about a little small shit, but they don't actually really understand what we really go through. And it's quite sad because it's like we deal with a lot of shit from them and from just in general. We deal with a lot of shit.
Okay. So, yes, black people built America. We did. And you got to be a foolish person, black or white, to say that we didn't. Okay, well, we didn't. People back in the slave time and people who did those things, our ancestors did that. Okay, we are benefiting from their hard work and their sacrifices today, people of my color. But yes, on my people, we basically built America. Okay, and yes, they made it hard to where you couldn't get trades she's talking about a certain dispensation of time. You get what I'm saying? A certain era. Yes, they made it hard for you to get trades. Yes, it was made it hard for you to get education, but you have no excuse now. So don't play victim. I can't stand when we play victim. Now you can get off your butt and become anything you want to be as a black person or any color. Okay. So that's back then now. It's not now. So don't run around and say I can't get no job because the master won't let me. If you ain't getting no job right now because you're not doing what you need to do to make yourself marketable to the workforce, it's just ask you. All right. We still got to be accountable for our own actions. All right.
For white structures, including the penal system, that you were designed to be the workforce for whiteness since you got here. And I didn't know that. And what's worse is I didn't look. I was so hurt by you that I justified my righteous indignation because I was hurt.
In other words, she hated you. Righteous indignation means hatred, basically. But when you say righteous in the terms of scripture, you usually apply to God, which means that the righteousness is justified because he's holy. But when a woman says that, when she said righteous indignation, that means that she hated your guts. She was furious just by having a thought of you made her furious. Looking at you turned to her stomach. I keep telling y'all, people don't want to hear them. There are certain black women who have a strong disdain for black men. They hate our guts.
I got a question. And this is to all content creators that watch my channel. How many of these women that comment shit that like talking about what we doing as content creators and all this stuff, how many of these women do you think feel a certain type of disdain for black men and what black men are saying about them? That's an honest question. How many of these women do you believe actually, with full heart, hate us down to our soul?
I don't know why people don't want to say that shit, but I show you clip after clip of women telling you what they think about you, how they feel about you, and there's still some beta males that come in there and say like, you can't say that about all women. I'm not talking about all women. I'm talking about the majority. And they don't want to acknowledge that. But they always want to say all women ain't like that. But my challenge for you, beta male, is present one who isn't. Like I said, I know it's got to be someone out there that ain't, but you always come in your beta male feminine energy trying to criticize content like this, but you cannot bring receipts for any of the shit that you say. You are a woman on the inside. You're hurt. And it don't even be about you. It's crazy.
And I didn't look why you would hurt me. It never crossed my mind that you were hurt too. I don't even know how come well, actually I do, because you've been positioned as a criminal and as an animal, so I'm not even going to see you as a human being. I'm going to see you like they teach me to see you. And I fell for it. And I didn't look.
You want to know the funny part about that is? Looking at this election, that's the same thing they're doing to us now as black men. Painting us out to be the bad guy. If you really want to think about it, think about it. They're painting us out to be misogynistic, toxic, and all this stuff in the media because of what we've been saying online about Kamala and Obama. Same thing they did to black women so that black women will see black men as the enemy. Correlation? I think so.
Look it up. I didn't look for the research. I didn't care. I was like, yeah. I mean, and I'm guilty of that.
Let me say this. For all you people who love to use statistics, I use them too, sometimes. But I'm going to tell you something. Statistics don't mean shit to a woman. Now, I said it before, I'm going to say it again. The only time statistics works in our favor is when we're trying to defend our position. If a woman says like black men are terrible fathers, then we can pull up the statistics and say, look, the statistics say that black men are the most involved when it comes to rearing children. See, we're right and you're wrong. You lied on us. We got the truth. That does not change a woman's mind. Okay? If your platform is built on just making statistics, that is not going to do shit except make us men feel like, okay, it's not true what they're saying about us. The only way that you can change a woman is emotionally. Like when she getting teary-eyed and shit right here. I'm telling you this as an ex-pimp that used to be in the streets and had a woman on the turf, okay? Emotions. Speaking to a woman to where she can hear you means that you have to be able to trigger emotional stimulus or emotional state of being in her, okay? So in order to reach a woman, now here's the thing right here. What makes it so crazy is when men even say themselves that women are not logical, they're emotional creatures. Okay then, fool, if you realize that, you fool, then how come you trying to reason with a woman who is emotional with logic? Tell me where that making any goddamn sense at. Come tell you something. Some women can understand the logic and make certain decisions based on it, but if you want to deal with a woman, you got to be able to speak words into her that's going to shape her opinions of you or the opinions of certain situations. In order to change her soul, you have to be able to connect to her emotionally. Not saying that you become emotional, but you got to be able to speak words that would trigger her emotions, okay? You cannot just always 5% this, 10% that, 20% this. And I use statistics too, and I'm not knocking anyone who does, okay? I'm not, but I'm letting you know that don't mean shit to women. If it did, you would have seen a profound change in women's behavior today because a lot of people use that. You get what I'm saying? You got to have a mouthpiece. A mouthpiece is what's going to work, okay? In this situation, okay?
I did that to you. I didn't ask why you hurt me. I just was hurt. And I didn't look. I didn't see how you've been cornered. Every way. I mean, every way, every decade, from chain gangs to hip hop. You're always getting blamed for violence, but we never talk about the record labels. We never talk about distribution. We always talk about the artists. We always talk about the black men being violent. Well, you don't get to choose what gets on air. You don't get to choose what you get to sign. If you don't do it the way that they say to do it, then you don't eat. You can't. And we make it sound like it's a character flaw when it's a structural, systematic way of keeping you in bondage.
You know, I'm going to do a review on her actual video because the actual video is getting a little too long. But she's not wrong. I mean, to be honest with you, she really isn't wrong. She's acknowledging that there was a problem, and she didn't look it up. The reason why she hated us so much. But there's a lot of black women that will listen to people like Shira Seven and women that got extreme disdain for black men, and they continue to perpetuate their hatred towards us, and not actually research the things that they're talking about. They're just gonna just put them in talking points, and what other women are doing is listening, but they're not listening and actually going out and researching themselves. They're just listening to the ignorance and then pushing that ignorance on black men as well. So if you really think about it, it's a double-edged sword, because it's like you got ignorant women spewing ignorant shit online, and you got ignorant women listening to ignorant-ass women online and not actually listening to what the men have to say. It's just a backwards-ass process. And the thing is, a lot of women have to understand that the time of black men talking about this shit, because we've been doing this for so long, that shit's over now. We're not going to talk about it. We're just going to just move on. And it's your job as a woman to go out there and actually listen to what black men have been saying for decades now, and actually go out there and understand. And if you don't, oh well. But anyways, like, share, subscribe to the channel, support the podcast. It's on Spotify.com. I'll catch you guys later. And shout out to Jeremy Hill. Thank you, brother, for producing all this good content. And I'm going to start doing some more of my own original content too as well. But anyways, guys, like, share, subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Bye, guys.